Yasuke Kurosan, this is the story of the only one African samurai in the Japanese story.
Everybody was doing eskasta.
The dance, for me, this is the first language.
How did you find the story? How did you even want to do this?
I want to talk about the mixing of Afro-Japanese culture.
How you got to come to Ethiopia?
When I think about choreography, I think about a picture with graphic, moving, rhythm, and space. That's why I mix visual art and dance. In Africa, each color, each textile, each symbol talk about something.
Good afternoon. This is your Pan-African show called AfreeQa with your host Qetselawork. Today, yet again, as I always say, we come to you with another great guest. And the way I even met this person was really nice. Our previous guest, who was Malik from Tanzania, actually took me to this event, and I got to meet this amazing young man. Welcome to our studio. Could you please tell us who you are, your name, and a little bit of background, and how we got to meet?
My name is Smail Kanoute. I am French Malian choreographer, director, and also artist. And I was born in Paris. I studied graphic design, and step by step, I mix visual art and dance.
So you call yourself the
choreographist.
Graphist. Because my first question has something to do with that one, so I'm glad you came to that. So, choreographic identity. You describe yourself as a choreographist. How does this hybrid identity influence your artistic process, and how do you balance the elements of choreography and graphic design in your work?
For me, choreography and visual art, this is the same. This is a question of line, rhythm, color, and also energy. When I think about choreography, I think about a picture with graphic, moving, rhythm, and space, shadow, and light. And for me, I create painting, and each scene, this is one painting.
Wow.
That's why I mix visual art and dance. In first step, I have image, and after, I try to create in real this painting.
Brilliant, wow. So, just so our audience knows how I met you, a week ago, actually, you came for an event. And actually, before I even say anything, you tell us how you got to come to Ethiopia. Why are you here? Even though, thank you for coming, but...
I am here because I was invited by French embassy for present a dance show, a dance group show called Yasuke Kurosan. And Yasuke Kurosan, this is the story of the only one African samurai in the Japanese story. He came from Mozambique. He was catched by Portuguese. He was in slavery, and after he was sold to Italian Jesuit, and an Italian Jesuit bring him to Japan. And they present him to one king of war called Oda Nobunaga. And Oda Nobunaga exchanged him with business things, and he teach him the spirit of samurai, the Bushido. And this guy became the private samurai of this emperor of war.
Wow. So, you said he is Mozambique. Now, other people say he's Ethiopian. Other people say he's Nigerian.
Yeah.
So how do we know where is he from? Is it possible to really identify? I mean, it's nice to just say an African samurai.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't it makes all of us proud.
Yeah, there is few writing of Italian Jesuit and Japanese monk call about the region of Congo, Mozambique.
Okay, so it's,
yeah.
We'll just say Africa.
Yeah, but for me, yeah, but for me, he's an African warrior.
Yeah. So with this African warrior, your group decided to make or to create something. You know, when I first met you and when I asked you, how did you find the story? How did you even want to do this? You know, you told me about the animation story and how you loved animation and how you got into it. Because you also did a documentary on this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So can we go back and you tell us a little bit about that too? Because it's really fascinating because this was back in the 1500s, right?
Yeah.
So it's a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 14 years ago, I discovered the story by the Japanese animation called Afro Samurai.
Okay.
And the voice of the hero was the voice of Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And after watching this, I found in internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote Afro Samurai, and I discovered the story of Yasuke Koro-san. And 3 years ago or 4 years ago, there was a Japanese cultural year in France. There is many things, exhibition, concert, many performance. And I remember of this story. And I decided to work 1 year for prepare this travel in Japan for shooting a dance short film about Yasuke Koro-san's story, and also collaborate with Japanese dancer and also Afro-Japanese artist and dancer.
Wow.
Because I want to talk about the mixing of Afro-Japanese culture now in this time.
Yeah.
And I met Senegalese Japanese, Cameroonese Japanese, Malian Japanese, Afro-American Japanese, and for me, they are this modern African samurai, because they have the mixed roots.
Exactly.
And they create new imagination with them roots. That's why I decided to talk about this symbol, Yasuke Koro-san, but also talk about the mixed people, Afro-Asian people, because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it.
We don't, because we don't see a lot of them.
Yeah,
that's one of the things.
Yeah.
But there are quite a lot of Asian Afro mixed.
Yeah, and we call them Black and Asian.
Blasian.
Blasian, yeah.
Blasian.
Black and Asian people. And that's why, yeah, I decided after the short film, I went back to France and I decided to collaborate with mixed people.
Okay.
Afro-European and Afro-Asian dancer.
So you're really trying to teach us that there are these people out there also, not only about the samurai, but that was the beginning, that was the... What was interesting, because the first night we saw you was a fashion show.
Yeah.
The fashion show. Wow. So you have to tell us about the designer, because it was amazing.
I am very proud to collaborate with this fashion designer called Holibut. In Wolof, Senegalese language, it's called shining thing.
Okay.
It's like when you saw something pass, it's shining.
Okay.
And this fashion designer, his real name is Lamine Koyate.
Okay.
He's based in Paris, but he's Malian. And for me, this is one of the best fashion designers of the world.
He infused Japanese and African culture.
Yeah.
It was really, really one of the best fashion shows I've seen. And the reason why I say that was because it wasn't in your traditional sense a fashion show, but it was also part of a dance.
Yeah.
And you also had Ethiopian dancers.
Yeah.
Tell us about that experience. How was that experience with our Ethiopian dancers?
It was very exciting because when I present this performance, I collaborate with a local dancer. And each time, this is a unique fashion show. And each time we collaborate with local dancer and local musician. So the fashion is different. Every time it's different. And I was very happy to see the real Ethiopian dance with the shoulder, with the neck. It was crazy. And we had Ethiopian dance in this show. And
yeah, everybody was doing eskasta. You were all like moving.
Yeah.
We were like, when did they learn eskasta?
We learn in 2 hours.
But it's in you. But that's the beauty of it, you know?
Yeah. The goal of this fashion show is talk about us.
Thank you.
And we talk during 1 hour.
Yeah.
Just feel free. And we mix African, Asian, European. Yeah, we talk about many layers.
Layers.
And each person has his place and he can exchange or not. He has a choice.
Exactly.
And it's very magic.
It truly was. Your current work investigates the impact of colonialism, the persistence of ancestral rights. How do you approach these complex themes in your projects, and what messages do you hope to convey through your art? Colonialism is a very big subject.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
big
it's
one.
very
Yeah.
exactly very
Yeah.
interesting how you would convey that in dance.
It's a big subject because the colonialism destroyed many things, destroy many stories, destroy many kingdom and culture. So to find story, we have to rebuild story and culture, and in the same time we have to create our own identity. We have to do the both in the same time. That's why this is difficult. But for make this, we have to create a bridge between culture. Because for knowing who we are, we have to know the other.
Absolutely.
Because the other can teach us and also can create talking, reflection about who we are. And the message through the dance, that the dance, for me, this is the first language before the voice.
Yeah.
So with the body, we can talk in the same time with the visible and invisible world. And for such new information, we have to go to the invisible world. So one of the key of the invisible world, this is a dance. This is energy. And this key can create many doors where we can talk, when we call chatting, where we can exchange, where we can live, and where we can rebuild, bridge, and also unify people in present moment.
Language is a barrier sometimes.
Yeah,
Right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I am also stutter man.
You do? You're not stuttering now.
Yeah.
So this helped you, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, that's why I developed the dance and visual art. Yeah.
You've always stuttered when you were young.
Yeah, always. And for me, it was hard to express,
talk, yeah.
to talk, to say something.
I know.
But when I began to dance, the people
Listened.
listened to me. So,
It was better.
yeah.
Who needs to talk when there's dance? So cross-disciplinary approach, because you do that a lot. And obviously, since you're trying to unify people, culture, and so many other things, your work seamlessly integrates various disciplines such as textile, serigraphy, tech, and dance. Can you elaborate on your creative process and how you manage to weave these diverse elements together?
Okay.
Because usually it's dance and music.
yeah.
Now you've taken it to a whole other level.
Yeah. When I want to talk about one subject, I think we need several disciplines to talk about this. To talk about with one discipline is not enough.
True.
So many times I begin with a short film.
Okay.
Textiles, serigraphy, choreography, images. And when I finish the dance short film, I begin to think about the following of this discussion on stage. And on stage, music, dance, shadow and light, and visual art also. And after, if it's not enough, I go to the contemporary art to make installation or performance like Yasuke work you saw.
Okay.
Because for me, the subject is like a diamond. There is many faces. So that's why I use several disciplines. And we can continue to cut.
Until you get to the gem.
That's it.
Wow, that's lovely. Now we talk about the Afro Ninpo series. You blend motives from different cultures. What inspired this series, and what do you hope audiences take away from cultural resonances you explore?